Anyhow, I'll just confirm from the admin.
Sairam, I just started recording.
Okay, Sharat, thanks. Bye.
Yeah.
So does everybody knows the syntax of creating table?
Create user table name.
Okay. Okay, let us have some requirement here. I need some uh, employee ID and employee first name, uh, employee last name, and address, and city, country. Okay, this many columns I need to have in the table. So for that, the syntax is create table, then table name. Okay, table name, then parentheses. Here, whatever columns you need, that you need to put here. Column and data type, comma, column one. Okay, column one data type, comma, column two data type, comma, column three data type, etc. etc. Okay, so this is the syntax of creating table. So for time being, we can execute these commands in online compiler. Moving forward, we can discuss on how to create the database. In database, how to execute these commands and all we'll discuss. Okay. So this is the online SQL editor. Create table. What we discussed, table name, right? So table name, um, we can give just employee details. That is a table name. Then what we discuss, we need to provide the columns. So columns, we discussed, I think, employee ID, employee first name. So employee ID. So employee ID, then again, what's the data type? We can give the integer. Okay, integer. Then EMP first name, we can give varchar, we can give 255 limit. Last name, varchar 255 limit we can provide. Then address, varchar 255. Okay. Then city also we can give varchar 255. Okay. Then so create table name, columns. We'll run the SQL. So it is showing syntax error. What's the syntax error here?
The first name in between the first and name, there is no underscore.
Is there, right? Sorry?
In between the first and name, there is the gap.
The first one and last name. Between first name and last name.
After first
I did
name,
not understand what you're saying. Can
after
you come back?
first name, we have given a comma in between first name and varchar.
Eh,
That should
sorry.
not be there.
Yes. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Related.
Hmm. Okay. So it's executed, right? So how to access this table? Using the
Insert statement first.
select statement, right?
First, we need to insert values into it using insert statement, and then using select statement, we need to retrieve the values from it.
Correct. But whether whether we have the rows in the table or not, but we can execute, right? Select
Yes, sir.
statement.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So whether the table has been created or not, you are trying to say.
Yeah. Okay. So results are empty. Okay. Same thing if you want to drop the table name, the syntax is drop table name. Okay. Now I have one requirement. Whatever table we have created in that table. Okay. First we'll insert the records. Based on that, we'll see. Okay. What's the syntax of insert? Anybody has an idea?
Insert into table name.
Okay.
Insert into table name, values, and within the brackets, we should give all the values. If it is a string, we need to give it in double quotes.
Good. Insert into table name values. Whatever values we can provide here. Value 1 or value 2 or value 3. Insert into emp details. First, what is the column?
Name.
No, ID, right? MP ID, right?
Yes, sir.
MP ID, then first name, Ram, then last name, ABC, then address. What we can provide address, some Bangalore, country or city only. Okay. Okay. You can see right here. Now,
So
yeah, tell me.
after executing the statements in Chrome,
Hmm.
in a program is site, just put those statements in comments.
Yeah, we can do that. But I thought you people will get confused. So I thought of keeping all commands in Notepad, then executing there.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Ram, Sham. Okay, you see in right here. Now, what you observed from the data we created here? Can anyone tell me?
Than one person has same employee.
Sorry?
Yeah. More than one person has same employee.
Correct.
Employee should be different. It's with
Yes,
the
correct.
duplicate values.
But database, no, when we create, it's allowed, right?
Yes, we have inserted as our wish, but we should create it as an unique constraint.
Yes, yes, correct. Yeah. So here we have duplicate data here. So that may not be reliable, for the good database structure, right? For that, what we have to do, we need to use some rules. That is nothing but, constraints. So we need to use constraints to specify the rules for the data in the table. So we can restrict the using constraints, we can restrict the data, which will ensure the reliability and accuracy of the data in the table. Once we set up the rules, still if you try to insert the duplicate data, what it does, it will not insert, it will show the error because that is not as per the rules which we created. Now we understand the purpose of constraints. The constraints can be applied at the table or column level. Okay. Let us discuss on the constraints. So first is not null. What's the meaning of not null? In
Should
insert,
not
yeah, in
we should not
insert,
show any null values. It's some or the other value.
yeah. Suppose you want first name, we should have mandatory, when we insert the record, we should have mandatory column as a, first name. Then, system should not allow the null values. So what we have to do, we have to apply not null at the column level called first name. So what not null does, it ensures the column cannot have not null. Okay. Next, unique. What unique does, ensures all values are unique. You see the example of employee ID. We given same, same value, right? To ensures all values in a column is different. For that we use unique. Okay. Next, primary key. This is very important. So primary key is the combination of not null and unique. So to identify each row, we need to have primary key in database. Let me tell you one example. Do you have textbook? Okay. You want to go to the, chapter 6, some XYZ topic. How do you go? Anybody explain? Correct. Index. So this primary key act as an index in the database so that the execution will be faster and better. You can do the sorting or you can do the filtering based on the primary key, which will be very faster. So primary key is a combination of not null and unique. Okay. Generally, it's a key which will identify the row uniquely. Okay. Next, default. So you want to set a default value for the column called city or whatever other column. Then we can use the default. Okay. Then check. Suppose if you provide one condition when you are creating the table in the column level, if you are providing some condition, it ensures that that values in a column satisfies the condition whatever you provided. Okay. Then last one but important one, foreign key. What foreign key does?
It creates a relationship with the other table.
Okay. An
It will
example.
uniquely identify the primary key of the other table. Let's say we are having the employee ID in one table and it is uniquely identified. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Let's say we are
Yeah.
having a city ID in one table and through city ID we can connect to the other table where suppose while entering the details we'll just enter the city ID with some
So
35 or so, and in
yeah.
other table the city with city 35 will give some values like Bangalore, the where it is located, the state and the country.
Okay. It creates the relationship. Okay. It creates a relationship between the tables. Basically, the table with the foreign key, is called, those are child tables. The table having primary key called parent table. Okay. So to establish a relationship between parent table and child table, I'll explain you what is what is parent table and child table. To establish the relationship between parent table and child table, we should use the foreign key constraint. Okay. Let me give you one example. We have two tables called employee details table, which we already created. In employee details, we have employee ID, first name, last name, city. Okay. This is the employee table. Now, each employee has different customers to deal with them. Suppose in organization, uh, that is the organization, there is specific to sales. That organization is consider that that organization has sales employees. So each employee, the job is sales. Okay, consider sales manager, something like that. Each sales manager has different customers. Okay, then we need to create one more table called customers. Then in customers we have customer ID, customer name, customer age, customer address. Okay, now we have customers table and we have employees table. Then what's the relationship between this table? Here, hello, can anyone tell me, is there a relationship between these two tables?
No, sir. No relation.
No relation, right? Then using constraints, we have to create the relationship. So first what we have to do, ID should be unique, right? And it should not be not null. For that purpose, what we have to do, we have to define employee ID as a primary key. Employee ID as a primary key. Then in customers table, the customer ID also should not be null and it should be unique. Then we have to define customer ID also primary key. Okay. Now to build the relationship between employee details and customers, we need to have one more column here called employee ID. Okay. Employee ID. We need to create one more employee ID integer. Okay. Yeah. Now to build the relationship between customers and employee, then we need to use syntax foreign key,
Employee.
employee ID, references, what's the table? Employee details, EMP details. Just put employee underscore ID. Details, EMP underscore ID. This is how we need to build the relationship. Hope you understand the concept, right? Hello.
Sir, by using the foreign key, we are referring to the employee details, sir. Here with employee ID.
Using foreign key, I included one more column here, employee ID.
Employee ID, sir.
Employee ID from the customer table references employee details. Okay.
In that employee ID.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
Now you tell me which is the parent table and which is the child table here.
Parent table is employee details. Child table is customers.
Yeah. Why?
Because we are getting the reference from the parent.
Yeah. So when you have the data in customers, let us take customer ID is 100, then customer name ABC, customer age, and the customer address. Then again, employee ID we need to map employee ID 1. Okay. Again, customer ID 200, name, age. We can have duplicate rows in this table, but not in parent table. Okay. You understand? We can have duplicate rows with the employee ID in the child table, but not in parent table. Yeah, this is how we need to build the relationship. Now we will see practically. We'll create one more table. Create table employee ID details. Employee ID employee. Okay. So here what we can do, we can define the primary key. So primary key. What's the primary key here? Employee ID. You understand the syntax, right? Primary key. See here we given the primary key and employee ID is the primary key. Okay. Now we need to create one more table called customers. So customer details, then customer ID, customer name, customer city. Okay. Now what's the primary key here? Customer ID is the primary key in this table, right? So customer ID is the primary key. Now you tell me, we need to define the foreign key here. So foreign key syntax, foreign key, then
Your employee ID not declared.
we need to have one more column here, employee ID, right? Employee ID. Employee ID is the integer. Integer, then foreign key, references, references, which table, employee detail, all. Which column? The column is employee underscore ID. Here, what's the column? Here also we just kept employee ID, or we can keep EMP ID here. So in the customer detail table, the employee ID references employee detail table employee ID. We'll execute this one. So it's executed. Okay. Now we'll insert the records. Employee detail all. Why it is showing error?
ID is unique, sir. In third row, it is employee ID one. ID she gave one particular person.
Correct. So now we have created one rule that that employee ID should be not null and unique, which is called primary key. Hence, it's not allowed, right? These two rows already inserted. That's the reason it's not accepted. Okay. Okay. Same way, we will insert data in other table, child table. Insert into table name, values, customer ID 100, customer name, customer 1. Next, customer city, Hyderabad, employee ID. Employee ID, we can give 1. Two hundred, 300, customer 2, customer 3. Okay. Start from C. Now you understand, right? Hello. You understand the difference between primary key and foreign key, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Anybody has any doubt on the primary key and foreign key concepts?
Primary key need not to
Can you be a little bit loud?
Primary key need not to be unique, right? Sir?
Primary key,
I mean, sorry, for
it should be unique and not null, right?
foreign key, sir.
Yeah, foreign key. That's the reason we have duplicate records, right? With foreign key. Hope you all are understood the concept of creating table and how to define the uh, rules while creating the table and how to insert the records. Then types of constraints and purpose of those constraints, right? If anybody has no doubts, then we can wind up today and then we can meet tomorrow.
Sir, could you please share the today's programs as it is like in the text, in the WhatsApp, so that we can refer while we are practicing?
Yeah, I'll share. I have other scripts also. That also I'm
Mm,
going to share. You can see the scripts, right? You can do the practice of using the scripts also. Okay. See,
okay,
here we
sir.
have created the department table. Since we have only 1 hour of duration of class, I cannot create all the tables and I cannot keep on setting the rows in these tables. That's the reason I just created sample tables and shown the data. As part of the practice, you can create the department table. Then you can create the employee table. Then how you can relate the employee and department tables, and you can build the relationship, and you can define the primary key and foreign keys.
Or any key we
Yeah,
using while creating the relationships.
yeah. Then you can insert the records here.
Mm,
You can do the practice that. Okay.
okay, sir. Sir, is there any possibility to share the recordings?
Yes, admin will is working on that, and they'll share as soon as uh, at the earliest they will share. Okay, but
Okay, sir.
don't depend. My suggestion is don't depend on the recordings. You try
Yes,
to
sir.
just whatever topics has been covered on the daily basis, just to go through the concepts.
Yes,
Uh,
sir. Yes, sir.
then you do practice. You do the self practice. Then if you have any doubts, you come up with the doubts in the next class. We can clarify that as well. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Sir,
Yes.
can we declare primary key in the row create table create చేసినప్పుడే అక్కడ క్రియేట్ చేయొచ్చు కదా సార్ ప్రైమరీ కీ అని వేరియబుల్ పక్కన
That
డిక్లేర్
is what we,
చేసేస్తాం.
yeah, that is what we have done right here. That is what we have done.
Yes, sir.
Uh, yeah. Okay. We can do the while creation of the table, or after creating table by using existing table also we can alter using alter we can do that. Okay. That we
No,
will
no,
discuss in next
sir.
sessions.
Here
Yeah.
we are creating employee ID as a primary key, sir.
Yes.
Can we declare that employee ID in the row of employee ID integer and as primary key in the
Yeah. Yeah.
in the same
We
row of
can
employee ID?
we can do the multiple ways. This SQL and MySQL all are syntax almost same. We can do the multiple ways, but by not to create the confusion, I created like this. Okay.
Okay. Fine.
Indentation between the first name, before first name and last name is space or a tab.
Sorry.
Indentation before the first name, last name, address in the coding, right? Is
I
that a
did not
space or a
understand.
tab?
I did not understand your question, brother.
In the codes, right? The before first name you have provided a space, right? The
Here,
space or a tab?
this one.
No, no. Create table employee details.
Okay. Mm.
First, after employee ID, integer, comma, the next line, mm, and the next line, you can see the first name, right? Before that, you have provided the indentation, right?
Your voice is somewhat not audible, brother. Okay, you can put your doubt in WhatsApp. Otherwise, just put in chat. We can discuss. Okay. Your voice is not audible properly. Okay, guys. See you tomorrow. Then bye.